Hey everybody, it's Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game called Trekking the World. Trekking the World is from Underdog Games, plays 2 to 5 players in, what's this say, 30 to 60 minutes, which is probably pretty accurate. We played a 4-player game in less than an hour. 10 plus, you can play with younger than that if they understand games a little bit, you know the feel. And what you're doing in this is you are taking on the role of, a photographer, an adventurer, and you're traveling around the world trying to visit different locations and take pictures, collect souvenirs, all that kind of thing. Effectively what you're doing is you're playing cards to move certain spaces. If there's a colored cube on the space, there's red, white, yellow, and blue, you'll pick it up. You're trying to get more cubes than everybody else. You're trying to fill up columns of your board to score points. And then you're going to be spending cards when you get at certain locations to match the icons needed on a certain location to score some points. That's the game. I made it sound less interesting than it is, but that's neither here nor there. Let's just go out on the table. Check it out. Alright, so here's a game of Trekking the World, all set up for 3 players. To set up, you're going to give each player a suitcase token on the appropriate side, so this is 3 plus players. Then you're going to have your pawn with you. They'll go out on the board, and I'll explain what I did here. Give each player 3 cards, or shuffle the deck, put 4 face up. I've kind of put them like this just to save some room. You're going to deal out the destination cards, shuffle the deck, which looks like this. This is face down, but it shows you what places coming up. It's off the screen just for space. Then you're going to flip 4. You're going to have some bonus point tokens because these are hot destinations here. So if you complete this one, you get an extra 3. Complete this one, you get an extra 5. There's going to be some most postcards, most clothing, most figurines, and most crafts bonuses. Kind of works like Longest Road in Catan. First player to get 2 takes it. Someone overtakes them, they take the token for them. So that's set up there. Then you're going to, when the board's out, you're going to randomly put in cubes into the bag based on the number of players. You're going to take some out. So in a 3-player game, we took out, I think 5 cubes or 6 cubes as instructed in the rule book. And then you're going to put them all out on the board, leave the 4 plus open in a 3-player game. You're going to pick a journey card A, journey card B, put those on the appropriate spot, and you're going to put the region bonuses, pick 6 of them and put them in the appropriate spaces on the board. And then, starting with the first player, you're going to start in an airport. So green is the first player. They wanted to start over there. Then it went to yellow. They started in Africa. And this player started in Europe. And now we're ready to go. The game is pretty straightforward. On your turn, you're going to, right here, if you're in an airport, you can move to another airport for free before you do anything else. Then you have to move if you have a card, which means I would look at my cards. Well, green would look at their cards. So let's take green because it's their turn. Green would look at their cards, and they're going to play any of these to move that many spaces. So they would say, where are they trying to get to? Milford Sound, where's that? All the way down at the bottom. They want to move 1. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do it. So they're going to move 1. They're going to play this green card for 1. So they'll discard it. They're going to move their pawn 1 space to right there and collect the cube. You move the exact number of spaces that you play. If you play multiple cards, you add it all up and do it. Put the cube there. Then after that, you're going to pick one of these actions. You can draw 2 cards, face up or face down, whatever combination you want to do. You can take a tour. That means you discard cards of those icons in your hand. So for example, if I was at Mount Fuji on the board and I had 2 green cards, I could discard the 2 green cards. Values don't matter, just icons. Take this card in front of me, it's worth 12 points. Or I could do a journey. To do a journey, I would discard 2 of the matching suits. So if I had 2 yellow cards like here, I could discard those and use either of those and get the ability. That's what you do. So airport to airport if you want to, you have to move, pick one of these. So I think what they want to do is they want to draw some cards. What do they need? They're at that place, so they need green and red. So they'll take the red and they'll draw off the top. Okay, so here's 4 cards. And that was Teal's turn. Now I move to yellow. Same thing. They can move to another airport if they want to. They're fine where they are. That's why they started there. They have these cards. And they want to move to... let's move down 1. They want to move 1. They'll use the purple card to move here. They'll collect that white cube. Postcards. And then for their turn, they're going to draw a couple cards. And I think they want to try to go here. They need yellow and green. So they'll just take both of these cards. Okay. And they're done. Flip 2 new cards. All right. Now it is this player's turn. Same thing. They can move from an airport if they want to. They don't want to. They have these cards. They're in Europe. Let's see. They want to start getting some yellow. So they'll play the 1 yellow card. They'll move here. Take the cube. And for their action, they'll draw some cards. They will draw 2 off the top. So they got a yellow and a red. All right. Back to green. They have all these cards. They're trying to get here. They need green, red, and purple. So they need to keep these cards. So they'll play this one for 2. They will move 1, 2. Take that yellow cube. Actually, they won't do that. I will go 1, 2. Take this cube. Now I have 2 blues. So because I have 2 blues, I have the most figurines. And I now have 11 points. Someone gets 3 blues, they can take that from me. But for now, it's mine. Then, I get to take an action. I need a card to let me move 2 here. So I'm going to take both of these. And then I'm done. So I drew some cards, done. When it gets back to them, I'll show you completing a destination. All right. This player, unless someone else does it before. I haven't really been paying attention. All right, so yellow is going to move to Kruger. They'll move 1 to Kruger. Take the blue cube. And they're going to take a tour. They're going to visit Kruger. They need a yellow and a green. They have a yellow and a green. They discard those. Colors don't matter. They take the Kruger card. It's worth 10 points. They can just put it over here, like under their board or something like that. And that's their card. They have 10 points. This one slides down. A new one comes in. And that's their turn. Now it's this player's turn. They have these cards. And they want to get their red. They are nowhere. That's good. They're just going to collect another yellow cube. So they want to go, they're going to move 1. They'll go down here, collect the yellow cube. They are now busy in the crafts game. So they have the most crafts. And then they want to just draw some cards. This is rough for them. Let's see, they want to get to Mount Fiji. So let's take these 2. All right, that's their turn. All right, and that's effectively how the game's going to work. The only thing I didn't show you is using one of those. So I'll just do it with this player. So on their turn, they would move. They'll just go ahead and move 1. So they'll play this one. No, hang on. Well, they're going to do the journey. So they'll play 2. So they will go 1, 2. They're at Burabador. I don't know how to say the names. And then they're going to need a green, a purple, and a red, which they have. They'll complete this card. And because it's a hot destination, they also get this 5 marker. We'll put it down there. Then they would all slide down. And they get that. They have this card left, and that's their turn. Then it'll be this player's turn. They only have 1 card, so they have to move 2. So let's do 1, 2, and then for their turn, they're going to draw some cards. I'll just take these, and now maybe I can do the journey with these. All right, so they have these cards, so I'm just going to move them 1 because I want you to see something. So they'll move over here, collect another yellow cube, and now they're going to spend 2 cards of the same color because they want to do the journey. So you discard 2 cards of the same color, doesn't matter the value, and they are going to move up to 6. So they're going to do the B, move up to 6 because they want to get 3 points. So they get 3 points just for doing the action. And then they're going to move up to 6. So they want to go to Mount Fiji. So they will go 1, 2 to right here, and they'll collect the cube. All right. And that is that. All right, and that's how the game's going to play. Let's talk about the end game. The game ends when either 5 of these locations are out of cubes. So what would happen here if all these cubes were gone? Whoever takes the last cube also gets this bonus. And this bonus is effectively just points. So I would get that 4 points. When 5 of those locations are cleared, the game immediately ends. Or when someone has visited 5 destinations, the game immediately ends. Then you're going to add up your points. You're going to get points for any of these that you have, any of these that you have, any of these that you have, any destinations, which are right here, and any, you're going to score points based on these columns here. So if I had this, I'll just show you real fast. So if I had this, this, and this, I would score 10 points, 10 more points. And whoever has the most points after all that is the winner. And that is how you play Trekking the World. Let's go to the top, see what you think about it. All right, well, that was Trekking the World. So first thing I want to talk about before we get into this too much is the production. So I have the Kickstarter version that I actually got from, and well, I'm not a friend, but we had a game day and one of the people that came brought some games that they didn't want anymore. This was one of them. And I gave it a new home because this is a game I've been wanting to play. And when he was giving it away, I decided I'm going to give this a shot. So I took it. So that being said, this is the Kickstarter version. I think they backed it. So I'm going to talk about the Kickstarter version, but I believe all the production is the same, except in the Kickstarter version, there's like 8 or 10 cards that are separate. Like they're a little mini expansion. They're like the journey logs things, like up in the top where you can spend 2 cards and do that action. So what I'm about to show you here is standard in the game. So let's just look at it. It comes with this amazing game tray. Look at this thing. This is incredible. It's got spaces for the adventurers, the cubes, the cards. Under here's the big cards. There's the region spaces. There's the bonus tokens. The actual Trek cards that have the numbers and the colors. Man, this thing is amazing. This is standard. Official game trays. So amazing. Here's the player boards. They're just little where you put cubes. That's all they really are. So nothing too great there. But let's look at this board. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show this, so let's just unfold it a little bit. This is amazing. It has rounded edges like an actual map, which I think is phenomenal. You saw it on the table. I don't know if some of it was cut off. I think you can see like this side of it. But that's amazing. And it tells you the in-game triggers. It tells you what you can do on your turn. Everything about this board. It's gorgeous, I think. It looks really nice. And that rounded edges, killer touch right there. I think that's amazing. So production, fantastic. Fantastic production. No complaints. Amazing. So this is effectively a re-implementation of Trekking the National Parks. So we have covered that on our channel. I didn't do it, but Joel covered it when he was doing videos before, he left the channel. And this, from what I saw in his video, because I haven't played that one, appears to take a lot of the mechanisms of that game, put it into this game, and make it a little bit more fun, interesting, and maybe even streamline it a little bit more. So Trekking the National Park still has the same movement system. You play cards, 1 card, 2 cards, so many cards as you want to move that many spaces. You can't move through people. You can't land where people are in this one. In the other one you could and bump them back to start. I don't think you can do that in this one. I didn't see it in the rule book, so they got rid of that. You're still, when you get to a location, you're still turning in the cards for the icons to score those points. But now instead of the 3 permanent ones, they're all, you just take them and collect them. And then if they're the too far away, you get extra points, kind of like in Century when you complete those contracts and all that kind of thing. Outside of that, I think it's mostly the same. There's still the set collection with the cubes, just like in the stones in the original. But I think as an overall package, from what I saw in the video, again, I haven't played Trekking the National Parks, this one appeals to me way more. And I like boring and tan, but this one's still boring and educational looking, but with brighter colors, because it's the whole world and not just the United States, like tan color. And this game tray that I just showed you is fantastic. Every game should do that. To not do that now in 2021 just seems like a misstep and a mistake. The games are already $40-50. You might as well throw something nice in there instead of some baggies to store some stuff in, because it looks nice and it's going to set your game apart, and I like that. Let's talk about gameplay. So this is effectively a set collection contract fulfillment game. I'm trying to go around, collect cubes, because I want to have more cubes than you of a certain color to score those little tiles that are worth extra points. And I'm also trying to get the trekking cards, which are the colored cards with numbers on them, so I can use those to move and to cash in to visit the destinations. So I'm trying to get the colored cards, I'm trying to collect cubes, and then I'm trying to get where I need to go to turn in cards to score those destinations. That's effectively the game. It's got kind of a Ticket to Ride feel with the way you're collecting cards and playing cards, but it also has a little bit more going on than that. So if you like Ticket to Ride, as with Trekking with the National Parks, which was what Joel said, this would be like maybe a step up from that. Because Ticket to Ride is just collect cards, play cards to build routes. This one is collect cards, but also moving around, trying to collect cubes, moving around to get to certain locations so you can turn stuff in. It's got those same like basic elements, but it adds a game to it, which I think is nice. Because Ticket to Ride, yes, it's fine. I'll play it. I'm not going to turn it down if someone wants to play it, but I would say, hey, let's just try this game. It has all the same feels as Ticket to Ride, but let's go explore the world and collect some cubes and go visit some locations and stuff. I think this to me appeals more. It's more fun, in my opinion, and that's what I'm looking for in a game. So I'm going to give this, without talking about it anymore, I'm belaboring the point, I'm going to give this a BGM accepted seal. This is going to get an 8 out of 10 on BGG, which is 4 out of 5 wrenches on our arbitrary wrench scale. That means absolutely nothing. But we like to give it the games that we enjoy, and that's what I'm going to do. So that is Trekking the World from Underdog Games. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and as always, keep gaming.